was born in East London in 1975. From a very tender age, there was only one thing he wanted to do. He wanted to be a footballer. And more than that, he wanted to play for his beloved Manchester United.
You know, it's my dad. He used to take me over the park all the time and teach me different things and taught me everything, really. You know, even when I was younger, I could kick it further than quite a lot of lads.
Now then, why are you special in the sports world?
Oh, I won the Bobby Charlton Soccer School finals, skills finals.
Brilliant. Show us what you did.
By the time he was 11, the young Beckham was already getting his first taste of the world of TV and celebrity. He was also being noticed by professional football clubs. All the London teams were trying to woo him. But when Alex Ferguson found out he was a United fan, he went one better and invited him to come and meet the players whenever they had a game in London, and even allowed the starstruck youngster to sit on the team bench.
So Strachan goes off and Clayton Blackmore comes on.
And I knew Alec used to bring kids in to introduce them, because that's the way he went about that, to get them at the Man United feeling and kind of blackmail them into signing for Man United and make them feel they have to sign for Man United. I've been in the first team dressing room, spoke to Brian Robson and Norman Whiteside, things like that. And I remember David coming in, and not the strongest looking fella, and I'm sure it's spiky blonde hair, and he was very quiet, and he was respectful to the players. And usually Alec would come and say, he's not bad, that lad, you know, he brought in. But then he did say one or two, he said, this lad is special. You know, this lad is special, he's got to be special. And then Mr. Ferguson spot on again.
It's very difficult to actually pick out a youngster at that age. It's an art, and it's an art that I have no gifts for. But when I saw David Beckham, I thought that it was quite obvious, you know, that he was going to make it. He was just a natural. I didn't need to be a brain surgeon to say that. He was a natural footballer.
When he was still only 14, David's dream came true when he was signed on schoolboy terms by Alex Ferguson for Manchester United.
We're going to meet one 14-year-old boy who's just signed for Manchester United. But the question is, can he handle the fame, or will he eventually self-destruct like George Best?
There's a picture of you there, signing with Alex Ferguson. What was it like when you signed that? How did you feel when you...
Well, it was brilliant, straight from when we left here. When we got there, it was just brilliant. Signing the paper and it. Just couldn't believe it was happening.
When he was 16, he left his family home in Essex to move to Manchester. He joined a promising batch of youth team players who were to make a massive impact on the game of football, including Robbie Savage, who now plays in the Premiership for Leicester City.
He's got a shy little voice, and he used to get a lot of stick about his accent, you know, but he used to just shrug it off, you know, and he used to go and practice free kicks against the wall for 2 hours. We used to have, every dinner time at the club, used to do, like, if we had fun and games for the first team, all the apprentices used to go in the changing rooms, and after dinner, used to have to go in the changing room and perform and act in front of the first team. Either it was like doing stupid movements or chatting up the mop or playing naked golf. And I remember Beck always used to hide, you know, he used to always go because he was a shy lad. And he always used to hide in the gym or in the tumble dryer, or hide in places you couldn't get him.
The United youth team were unstoppable, but having won the FA Youth Cup in 1992, competition was fierce amongst the friends who had grown up together at Old Trafford. There were times when the young Beckham thought that having come so close, his dreams of playing for the first team might never come true.
That's a strange thing about Beckham's career, really, of the group that came through together. The Nicky Butts, the Neville brothers, the Paul Scholes. He was the one in the early years who made the least progress. He
maybe had a few shortcomings with regard to physical strength, you know, and Alex sent him to Preston on loan for a period so that it could sort of toughen him up a little bit.
If you'd have told David Beckham when he'd been found out on loan to Preston North End that 5 or 6 years later he was going to be certainly the most famous footballer in Great Britain and maybe the world, and a captain England, I think he would have dialed 999 and sent for the little yellow van and someone to lock you up in a straitjacket. He would never have believed that at that stage.
And young David Beckham coming on.
Eventually he did get his chance. He made his debut for United when he was just 17. But it wasn't until 3 years later that he got the opportunity to really establish himself. and when his moment came, he made an immediate impact.
Beckham! It's a goal! 2-0!
Alex Ferguson knew that David was a great prospect.
The ball runs loose and Beckham makes the most of it.
We could see that he will become a great footballer.
I know there's a lot of players that want to be footballers, but I've never known anybody that wanted to be a footballer more and was prepared to work as hard as David Beckham to be a footballer and to be a success.
David Beckham's dream had come true. Despite being told that they could win nothing with a team full of kids, Fergie's fledglings won a league and cup double in 1996, and weeks later he fulfilled another fantasy when he made his debut for England. Beckham had made it as a footballer, and his ticket to the world of celebrity superstardom was just around the corner.